Hello, we're live. I look really red again. Honestly, I don't look this red. Must be the lighting in here. I literally look bright red. Anyway, welcome to the channel, guys. Welcome to my channel, Glen. My name's Glenn. This is my cryptocurrency journey. Obviously, I'm vlogging news and my experiences in the cryptocurrency space as I see it. I haven't been able to do much in the cryptocurrency space. David says, hi Glenn, welcome David, thanks for joining. I haven't been able to do much the last week or two because obviously if you guys watch my videos regularly, which I'm sure a lot of you do, I've got no computer at the moment, and I've had to email Hashflare today actually because I got a new phone and I can't use two-factor authentication, the Google Authenticator app, which is registered to the codes that generate. I've emailed them today explaining the situation, and apparently they take 7 days to get back to you, or they put your account on hold for 7 days. And I've got to do the same with Binance as well, so I literally can't even buy, sell, I can't even check my coins. I'm literally just in the hope that Binance is not going to crash over the next few days. Until I get all my computers set up and everything, which is Wednesday. So Wednesday, I'll probably be spending a day setting up the wires and obviously installing software and doing all that sort of stuff. So hopefully Thursday, I'll be back to normal. Hopefully videos looking better than ever. And obviously I can start really, cranking out the videos for you guys. So thank you for bearing with me in this downtime. Obviously I have tried to maintain doing these live videos in the time that I haven't had a computer. So I hope that's okay for you guys. It just means that I literally just have to talk live without seeing anything in front of me. And I haven't necessarily got any facts in front of me. So unfortunately, if I do say something that's completely wrong, please comment down below, send me a message, or join the Telegram group chat and just point it out to me and say, Glenn, actually you missaid this, because really I'm just blabbering on thoughts that are in my mind. So today we have had, the main topic I want to talk about is obviously the market has completely gone down today across all the board, everything's red. And certain things are red more than others. EOS is down from what I last checked, about 14% in the last 24 hours. I believe it did go up quite a bit a couple of days ago, so that might make up for why it's gone down so much more than the others. I think the one above it, which is, I'm gonna say, Bitcoin Cash, I think that was down like 11 or 12% from what I can remember. But Bitcoin, the big daddy, that's down to 6,000. I think 6,800. Before I checked just before this video. Obviously, it's changing quite rapidly. And I did post in the Telegram group chat the difference between what Coinbase say Bitcoin is worth to what Coin market cap was. When I first checked it, the difference was Coinbase said it was worth 6,850 and Coin market cap said it was 7,290 or something like that. And I thought, God, that's $240 difference. That isn't like, that's not just like, you might have one thing that says it's 12 cent and the other one 13 cent. But Glenn, have you got hay fever? I haven't got anything wrong, honestly. I think it's this light. Well, I'm hoping it's this light. Let me just I know I did this the other day. Look, there you go. Look, I look normal there. I sort of like have a bit of a tan, I suppose, but maybe it's the red bouncing off of this. I don't know. I literally don't know why it looks so red. I was looking for online for one of those ring lights, and but they're about 100 quid. Let's see. David said, "Stop the FUD." Stray from my time says hello. David says, where's PJ? I'm going through that with Binance myself. They want a picture of your ID and a selfie to restore the two-factor. Yeah, I did read on there that I have to do that. And to be honest, I thought, you know what, I'll just leave it. So even though all these markets are crashed, you know, going down and stuff like that, and I keep looking at it and I keep thinking, God, you know what, I should sell everything, convert it into British pounds, and then wait till it bottoms out. Hello PJ, waiting for you to join. I thought, oh, I'll wait for it to bottom out and then buy in it, try and buy the dip. But I can't. I literally can't. So I am forced to just hodl at the minute. I literally can't do anything, which is really frustrating because, you know I could have made. I'm pretty certain that it's, well, in my mind anyway, it's not financial advice. I'm pretty certain that it's going to bounce back up. We're going to be back up to $7,500 within probably in, I don't know, 5 days, a week. So in my mind, there's $1,000 to be made there in terms of Bitcoin price, or $1,000 worth of gain to be made. But unfortunately, I'm not in a position to do it. I just can't do it. I probably could if I go in. My mother-in-law offered to lend me her computer, and I could go there. I'd have to install all the softwares and wallets again. So like my Z Classic wallet, I just printed it off. Envying is mooning, is it? Last time I checked, it weren't. Yeah, Envying's a bit of an odd one because obviously it was worth. They priced it at $1. Obviously at the moment it's worth, what was it, 17 cent or something like that. They only need to. You wrote down your 12 words, right? No, I didn't. That was for my Electrium wallet or something like that. I'm sure I've got them somewhere. It's fucking hell. I knew this laptop thing was going to cause me issues. I knew it. But the only one that I'm worried about is if I lose my Bitcoin private, because again, I just printed out the private keys for that. If I, from what I remember, when I had to reinstall the Electroneum wallet before, I just re-downloaded it and I put in the private keys. I don't remember putting in the 12 words, but I could be wrong. If I leave Bitcoin private, I ain't too fussed. I have 3 coins in that, and unless that jumps up dramatically in price all of a sudden, I ain't too fussed. I'll probably lose 50 quid on that. But the Z Classic, I have 33 of those bad boys, so I think that's about $400 or $500 worth. So I think both are fine. I hope so. I tried to cover myself as much as I can. So with Exodus, I did the 12 words. I wrote them all down, and I done the private keys. And obviously, you use your email address and password to log into that. So hopefully, to lose BTC is not a problem at all. Well, it is if it's worth something. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel a bit confident that I've backed myself up. I'm going to sit back down now because I'm lazy. But unfortunately, you're going to have to... Look how red I look. What is up with that? It must be the light bouncing off something. So yeah, I think I'm covered with my wallets. But yeah, I'm just more frustrated that I can't really hash flare nearly at 100% fees. Yeah, I mean... I think it was Russell or Wayne. I think it was Russell. He mentioned in the Telegram group chat that it's the couch making you red. Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe. Well, that's brown, but I don't know. Oh well, you're gonna have to get used to me looking like Zoidberg again. He mentioned, oh, anyone who's got hash flare contracts are fucked because obviously the price of if Bitcoin keeps going down, their fees, as Russell, PJ says LOL. Whoop, 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 whoop. yeah, obviously hash flare contracts are going to be very unprofitable for the next week or so, or depending on how long it takes Bitcoin to go back up, if it does. Not financial advice. I think with Bitcoin, sort of, in my honest opinion, in my heart of heart, the lowest of the low that I think it will go down to is 6k, like 6.1, 6 something. I'm not saying that's going to happen right now, but that's where I see Bitcoin. I think its worth has been determined at 6k, based on previous dips, much throughout this year, and also based on obviously calculations done on the cost of actually mining a Bitcoin, as opposed to obviously what one Bitcoin is worth. 6k seems to be sort of the holding. So if it drops below that, then I'd probably panic. Not panic, but I think a lot of people will panic, and the price I probably would cash out, and obviously wait for an even further dip. So right now 6.8, you know, I think it's going to bounce. I don't think we're going to. I think the lowest we'll probably see now this time round, maybe 6.6 if we have a bad day tomorrow. But I can see it going back up to 7k by the end this time next week. But then it'll be Sunday again. There'll probably be another dip. So yeah, that's my opinions. Take what you want from it. But yeah, I really wish that I could cash out for pounds or US dollar, and I had bought, you know, cashed out yesterday and then bought back in today. I was enjoying when I was doing that before. Kasim says, where are you from? I'm from the UK in Essex. Thanks for joining. If you're new to this channel, don't forget, click the subscribe button down below. Also, give this video a thumbs up, guys. There's 15 people watching, only 3 likes at the minute, so smash up those likes. Smash up those likes. As a famous YouTuber once said. So, another topic I wanted to talk about today, moving away from obviously my issues with Hashflare and Binance. We had 6.6 today on Binance. Really? I think that's probably the lowest that it's. That's my opinion. This is just not technical analysis at all. You know, 6.6 to me is, you know, I think that's where we're at in terms of Bitcoin worth. But who knows? We could drop lower. I can't predict anything. I was watching another YouTuber today, actually, and he was saying that obviously there's based on technical analysis, a triangle, and it suggested that we're going to have a big breakout, and that was this morning. And I thought, a breakout on a Sunday? Oh, I doubt it. That's crypto rest day. So it just proves that technical analysis was completely bullshit, because we have had a breakout, but downwards, not upwards. So yeah, we'll see what happens next week, I suppose. Yeah, the other topic I wanted to talk about today, guys, was Sweden. Apparently, and this is how much research I've done into this. I just went to the shop to buy milk, and I was talking to the guy behind the counter. I gave him a £10 note. I very rarely have cash on me, just because I don't really use cash. And he always knows me as paying obviously either card or contactless. And I said, like, God, it's very rare you see me with cash. And he said, yeah. He said, bit like Sweden, really. I said, well, what's happening in Sweden? He went, oh, they're getting rid of cash, aren't they? I said, what? He said, yeah, they're not going to have coins or cash from the end of next year or something. I was like, are you sure? I was like, is this a thing? And so anyway, I looked up online quickly just before I went live for this video to see about Sweden going cashless, and it's true. Apparently, Sweden within the next few years. I don't want to put a date on it, because I can't remember what time frame they were talking about. But Sweden apparently are looking to become the world's first cashless society, which I thought that's going to be surely major for crypto. It wants to be one of the first electronic payments countries in the world. And I thought, God, that's got to be ripe for cryptocurrency, isn't it? But saying that, obviously, contactless payments are so quick at the minute, and so easy and accessible. Cryptocurrency really has to do something special to overthrow that. But I think that's way down the line we're talking. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts? What do you think about Sweden becoming a cashless society? Give us a thumbs up if you think that your country should go cashless. No more coins, no more paper money. What do you think? Would that be a good thing, a bad thing? It means that you have to have a lot of faith in, obviously, the banks, which means, which is the opposite for cryptocurrency, I suppose, because obviously they're trying to get away from the banks, apart from Ripple. So yeah, really, really interesting news for me. Anyway, I thought that was awesome. I pick up some shit coins today. Kazim says now it is time for Bay Z Classic $10. Sweden frontrunners. Yeah, Sweden are pushing the boundaries there. It's that news really surprised me, but also, to be honest, it made complete sense, because, like I say, I very rarely have cash on me. Like, it's actually that's why we brought up the topic. I very rarely have cash in my pockets or in my wallet, just because even like little we went to Jimmy's farm yesterday, and there was like a little kiosk. It was in the middle of a field in a farm, and I thought, no way this place takes card. And I really needed a drink, and I said, excuse me, do you take card? And they went, yeah, contactless. And I was like, oh right, sweet. So, beep. And that was it, got my water. So yeah, it made me think, God, yeah, our payment systems have become a lot better, in electronically anyway. So, which I think is only good for cryptocurrency, because you think back in the day, obviously convincing people to pay on card as opposed to cash, you would just, back in the day, you would prefer to pay cash, because you know where you are. Everyone used to say, oh, I don't like paying with card because you don't know what you're spending. You just, beep, 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 beep. Whereas cash in your hand or in your pocket, you know exactly how much you spent by the end of the day. You get your money out your wallet and count it at 10, 20, 30, 40. But I think now with online banking apps and stuff like that, I mean, I check my online banking probably 3 times a day. So I think that's less true now. And the fact that so many places accept it, is eventually the adoption's going to be, once obviously everyone in the cryptocurrency space has figured out what's what, and obviously it hits the mainstream, I think the adoption for it is going to be a lot quicker than what I originally thought. I always thought cryptocurrency was going to be really hard to talk people around into doing it. But essentially, if you just say to people, this is a bank that you control yourself in this little app, and you can do contactless payment, people got it already. Do you know what I mean? Like the contactless payments, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, like contactless on the Visa. Yeah, it's like Visa, but you own it's Bitcoin instead. And you have no trust in the bank. There's no, there's no central point to be hacked or robbed or broken into. I think people just get it a lot quicker now than they would have done maybe 5 to 10 years ago. What are your guys' thoughts? That's just saying that I was thinking about today. So I'm really looking forward to the future, and I honestly, it's almost like these sort of dips and rises, even if Bitcoin was to rise, 10, 15, 20% like tomorrow or this week, it wouldn't really change my way of thinking or perceiving cryptocurrency. In my mind, this is a, at least 2 to 5 year, return on investment sort of opportunity. Obviously, I'm hoping that return is going to be high, but I still think even if my Bitcoin was worth, I've got, as everyone knows, if you want to know what I have, I generally share my blockfolio quite regularly in the Telegram group chat. So click the link down below, join the Telegram group chat. A lot of people seem to join in and not say anything, which is a shame, because obviously that leads that there's only sort of like the same few people talking. So feel free to jump in and say something. You know, don't worry about people shooting you down or saying anything. It's generally quite a good community of people. Feel free to jump in, and even if it is criticism, you know, saying, Glenn, I think your portfolio is this, or I think you should change this on your videos, just anything. You know, it's better to get some feedback from the viewers, you guys, than nothing. So feel free to join the Telegram group chat and join in the conversation. If you want to have a more one-to-one and not in a group chat, you can still contact me through Telegram, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all with the name BitGlen. Probably Twitter's the more popular one out of them. So yeah, that's my thoughts there. So what else did I want to talk about today? So Sweden going cashless was one. That was one that really shocked me today, and that was only about an hour ago that I found that out. Oh, EOS. So something that really surprised me, actually. EOS, I watched the Ivan on Tech live stream that he done at like 2 in the morning in Sweden or whatever it was. I watched it the next morning about EOS, the live launch. They all, apparently the block producers all sort of go on a conference call, and they all meet up and decide whether to go or not to go for the mainnet launch. And apparently, I think this is the way it's going to work, you know, going forward in their, you know, the way they go about things. The downside to this is that obviously trying to get 20, 30 people, and I think some block producers are more than a person, sorry. So I could be a block producer, but then also someone else could be a block producer under the name of, you know, BitGlen EOS or whatever, and there could be 2 or 3 people, maybe 5 in that one block producer, if you like. So you've got quite a few people all involved there. Trying to get that many people to all agree on something, I can imagine is quite challenging. But anyway, they done this live stream, and Ivan on Tech obviously was explaining what's going to happen and when and why he thinks it is roughly going to go ahead. And they all voted. I watched the whole video. It went on for like 2 hours, I think. They all voted and they all decided to go. So the mainnet launch is happening. Obviously, I didn't know any of this was going on. Obviously, when I was in Tenerife, I said to you guys, oh yeah, EOS went live today. I just thought it was just saying that was going to happen automatically, but apparently not. From my understanding, the producers of the EOS blockchain, which is Block 1, they released the software out into the wild, to the community, and it's from this point onwards, it's up to the community to maintain it, look after it. And David says 7.7 million of 150 million have voted. So yeah, they all voted to go ahead. Obviously, I'm basing this on this conference video call, the block producer thing that I watched the other day. And so the mainnet launch is going ahead. I believe, again, it was a bit confusing because they said on the video, right, it's going to go ahead at 1 p.m. Saturday, so yesterday, midday. But then I was reading something today and it said about the mainnet launch going live today. And I was like, oh, I thought it went live yesterday. So I don't quite understand what is actually going on with EOS at the minute. But the actual energy, this is the point I want to get across. So forgetting when the mainnet is going live, it seems like obviously stuff is happening. What really surprised me actually is, if you imagine who are these kind of people that are block producers, you know, who are going to have the say in what happens and in EOS. To me, I would imagine a bunch of 18 to 30-year-old males, generally from sort of Asia, maybe a bit of Europe, maybe a little bit of America. But anyway, on this conference call, you saw all the people on there, and what surprised me is the level of diversity that there was. Actually, there was like an Indian woman, there was a blonde woman. I didn't pick up on her accent. I don't think she spoke that much. But they sort of said like, "Oh yeah, well done guys," or something like that. And then she was like, "And girls," and then she popped up. There was people that didn't even speak English. There was, you know, like, and I know that sounds quite sort of arrogant to think that, but you know, there was people from I think like the Philippines, Japan, China. So things had to be translated by obviously other viewers that were part of the conference call, and it made me have like a good feeling about it, because I was like, yeah, all these people from around the world that can't even speak the same language, all coming together and all saying, do you know what? Yep, now's a good time to let's do this. Let's get on with it. And that made the buzz and the excitement. I mean, they were all cheering, clapping. They were all going, "Oh, this is huge! Yeah, woo, woo, yeah, let's rock!" Blah, blah, blah. You know, and even I got excited. I was watching it and I was thinking like, yeah, yeah, it's going live, you know, sort of thing. So it was really good. And I messaged Ivan on Tech. Not that he'll probably read any of my messages, but I think I messaged him on Twitter saying that was a really good live stream. Thanks for doing that. And I said, like, I struggle just to produce a live video with me talking to you guys on my phone, let alone trying to join a conference call with 30 other people from around the world at a set time. It sounds like a headache just talking about it. So that was a really good video. I suggest that, you know, if you want to check out what I'm talking about, go to Ivan on Tech, and it was one of his live streams, I think, from yesterday. It would have been yesterday, because it was like 2-3 in the morning Friday technically. So go on that, and you haven't got to watch the whole thing. Just if you sort of skip towards, I think about maybe an hour and 20 minutes into the video, you'll really see what I mean with everyone sort of really geared up, cheered on, and it made me really sort of excited for cryptocurrency. And you know, I'm sure some of you will be watching this thinking, Glenn, EOS is a shit coin, or there's another one that's better than it, and it's only going to last a little while, or whatever your thoughts are. But I don't really care about getting involved in what coin's better than another. All I'm sort of trying to get across is that cryptocurrency, it really opened my eyes to how cryptocurrency is a worldwide platform. You know, a lot of people would just assume, oh yeah, it's just mainly Europeans that do it. It's not. A lot of people from around the whole world all coming together to work on the same issue. And if you remember, Independence Day, they all worked together to defeat the aliens. No, but more on a serious note, it just made me feel really like the amount of excitement and buzz there is for cryptocurrency. I was thinking, how can this fail? How can this not happen? You know, a lot of people saying, "Oh, nah, Bitcoin, oh," or you know, let's say Bitcoin does fail, but cryptocurrencies as a whole, how can cryptocurrencies, how can they fail when you've got literally the brightest people from the age of 13 to 30, maybe even older? I mean, some of the guys in that video looked about 60. You know, so you've got all different ages there, all different genders, all different religions, from all over the world, speaking different languages, all working on the same thing. Anyway, this brings me on to Mike Novogratz. So he sort of touched on it as well, and I actually watched his video first, and I shared it in my Telegram group because I watched it on YouTube. I woke up, and I don't know if you guys remember, I said normally I wake up in the morning and I click my subscription button on YouTube, and I see who's posted, my favourite YouTubers who's posted. Anyway, one came up and it was an interview with Mike Novogratz on Bloomberg, I think it is, or it might be CNN. Sorry if I've got that wrong. Anyway, he was on there, and we'll get into more depth into what he said in a second, but he sort of touched on like, oh yeah, I met up with the guys from Ethereum, and the amount of buzz and excitement that was in the room. I was thinking, oh my God, this is amazing. I haven't seen this sort of excitement since, you know, the internet first got created. And I just thought, oh yeah, he's just saying that. But actually, you know, it was sort of like I experienced it when I watched that EOS, and again, I'm not trying to big up EOS in any way. I'm not trying to, you know, put in your minds that EOS is the best coin out there. I'm just talking about, obviously, this experience of this conference call. The amount of diversity and excitement from everyone was like, it was really like uplifting, really. It was probably the best video I've seen for a while. To do with cryptocurrency, because there's a lot of cryptocurrency videos out there either bigging up or slating a cryptocurrency, yeah, and it's normally one guy just going, I think this is crap because of this, this and this and this, or they'll say, or they're just trying to shill you something, so they're like, I think this coin is good because of this, this and this and this. This was like a live stream of so many diverse people, all super excited about cryptocurrency, actually working together. I've never seen, and I think actually they had a unanimous decision in the end. It was like everyone said yes. There wasn't one person that said no, and they were like, what? Like, and they were even excited about that. They were like, not one person was skeptical. So I don't know, really excited for that project. So we'll see how EOS does. Anyway, getting back onto Mike Novogratz. So I've noticed that he'd done this really good. Like, honestly, it was such a good interview. I watched it and I thought, that is one of the best, again, that is one of the best cryptocurrency talks I've seen, because they basically had a interviewer being sort of not negative, but trying to get Mike Novogratz to explain, you know, why do you think this is going to happen? Why would people do that? How comes this has happened? And shouldn't you be worried about this? Being really sort of almost down on cryptocurrency. And Mike Novogratz wasn't, he was sort of like agreeing on certain respects. He was like, yeah, you're right, but this and this and this and this, and some of the stuff he was reeling off, I was like, you know, he talked about the one thing that everyone seems to have picked up is, at one point he said something along the lines of, yeah, well, I think, you know, people think cryptocurrency is a bubble when it's at 20 trillion or something like that. Obviously at the moment we're at like 300 billion market cap, so we're not even at half a trillion. He's saying it's going to be worth 20 trillion at some point, and people will look at it and say, oh, that was a bubble. And that's the one thing that everyone's picked up on. And you can see loads of YouTubers that have posted videos going, Mike Novogratz says 20 trillion market cap, fucking buy Bitcoin now, hodl, hodl, hodl. But to me, that wasn't that important, because obviously that was just him plucking a figure out of thin air. Or maybe mathematically he honestly believes that's where it's going. But some of the stuff he was saying, it really opened my eyes. And like the main point of him saying, you know, the excitement and the amount of clever people, and he was saying stuff like people are getting jobs at Wall Street. You know, Wall Street, rich. Once you're in there, you're in. Do you know what I mean? You're earning so much money, you get lines of credit, you can go out and buy a nice car, nice house. People are quitting those jobs and saying, I need to get involved in this cryptocurrency. Like, I need to be in it. What can I do? How can I come work for you? And that people are like saying, yeah, we don't earn that much money here, you know, because cryptocurrency is doing really shit, whatever. And I don't care, I need to get involved in it. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can see that happening. Maybe it's just chatting shit because he's trying to recruit someone or something. But then I say, when I saw that EOS, it was like the combination of the two videos, just everything ring true what Mike Novogratz was saying. And it sort of made me really appreciate what he said, you know, in the other things that he was talking about. And yeah, you had all these young people. And I thought, these block producers, I know they are going to be incentivized to work on EOS because they're going to earn some sort of rewards. But it's not going to be, you know, huge amounts, I believe. And I don't know, just the excitement that there was really fascinating. So yeah, I thought that's really good. What else did he bring up? He brought up that he doesn't. He thinks that. I think it was him that said Bitcoin isn't. He doesn't think is going to be the final cryptocurrency that we end up with. And he did actually mention, again, I'm not trying to big up EOS. He also mentioned in there, they said, oh, what's your short-term advice to people? And he was like, EOS, he said, oh, I can see it being one of the first major fast transaction blockchains. So whereas at the moment Bitcoin can handle, I think it went from 7 to 14 transactions. No, with Segwit, it can do 14 transactions a second or something like that. Ethereum can do, I don't know, something 15, 20. I can't remember off the top of my head. Sorry if I'm misquoting it. You know, whereas EOS can potentially, once it all gets set up and live, can handle thousands and thousands of transactions per second, with the hope to go up to hundreds of thousands, which would then put it at a faster rate than Visa. So think about that. So he was saying that EOS is the short-term prediction. Now, take what he says with a pinch of salt, because I remember him talking months and months ago about Wax. He was saying Wax is the one to get and blah, blah, blah. And I remember keeping a really close eye on Wax. And it hasn't done too well since the ICO finished, from what I can remember. I haven't looked into it for a little while. So take what he says with a pinch of salt. He's probably bought a load of EOS and obviously he wants to sort of big it up, I suppose, because that will help himself out. But he was saying, you know, PJ says Bitcoin can handle over 5,600 transactions, Glenn. Are you talking about with Lightning Network? Because from what I understand, Bitcoin can only handle 7 transactions per second, but with Segwit integration, it can handle 14 transactions per second. And with Lightning Network, it can handle ridiculous amount. Yes, on the base. Oh. Let's see what you guys are saying. Let's catch up. Sweden front runners. Ryan says can be done, but with lots of work to do. Raw says, what about Otology? Holders of Otology will get ONG payments, just like holders of Neo and gas payments. Yeah, now this is the thing, Raw. Obviously, at the moment, we're in this sort of grey space. Now, one of these blockchains, platforms, is going to go ahead of the others. You know, one of them is going to pull ahead of all the rest. We don't know which one that's going to be. It could be Cardano, it could be Otology, it could be Neo, it could be EOS, it could be Ethereum, or it could be Ethereum. You know, who's to say Ethereum's at its end? It's not. It's going to keep getting better and better. So therefore, that could be the one that keeps going up in price. So we don't actually know which one's going to be ahead, but he was saying, you know, as well, that obviously cryptocurrency is the wild, wild west at the minute, and there's loads of other blockchains, and he said that eventually 90% of them are going to be gone. They're going to die out, just like the internet bubble did. So we're in this position at the minute where I think it is probably a good bet to sort of have a sort of diversity in your portfolio and have several platform tokens, because obviously one may all of a sudden just be worth like $1,000 per coin, and even if you've got, you know, 10 of those coins, you think, oh shit, I made 10 grand on that one, but I lost 3 grand on the other one. I don't know. We don't know which platform that's going to be. I don't know, and I'm sure none of you know. And even if you think you do, there's no guarantee. Because there's so many factors. You could have the best blockchain, the best. Like you could have the most transactions, the most secure network, the best proof of work type system, everything, yeah? If you don't market that motherfucker, no one's buying it. You know, if you don't get you have to be loud enough to say, you know, there's 1,600 coins out there that are all shouting at the minute. They're all blah, 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 blah. you've got to stand above them and say, yeah, we're fucking here and we can do this, you know. And I remember watching a video of, I think Ian Bellina shared it, of a sort of 1 minute crypto sales pitch that everyone got. And this guy smashed it. I think I talked to you guys about it before. And, you know, within 1 minute, he was like, look, I've got an idea for a blockchain. It can handle 2.5 million transactions per second. It can do this, this, and this. I've got a projector in my pocket. Come meet me back there and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I thought, God, that guy's really got me interested in whatever project it is. I wish I could get involved in that one because he seemed really like on it. But again, he could just be a really good salesman with a blockchain programmer behind him. So who knows? But there's so many different factors. And obviously, again, you could have a really good idea. All it takes is for one hack or one hard fork to go wrong or something like that. And boom, you know, all of a sudden you're dumped on, because this game's cutthroat. You got to think cryptocurrency is, there's no loyalty in it, you know, whereas like Americans will say, oh yeah, well, I'll only own US dollar, you know, and people might say, no, I want to keep hold of my British pounds because, you know, Queen and country and all that. Whereas cryptocurrency, people are cutthroat. If they feel that one project is not achieving what they want, they will go to wherever. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. You've got to put in a lot of work for a blockchain or a platform or anything to do well and outlast the others and be more popular than the others. I mean, we look at other coins that we all know deep down are shit coins. And the one that pops in my head, I don't know why, this is just the one that popped in my head, Verge. In my head, that is a complete shit coin. We know it's shit. All of us do. Deep down, inside, we all know Verge is a bit shit. But saying that, it's what, in the top 20 of cryptocurrencies. So, and obviously it's been accepted by pawn places, and I don't know. Why wouldn't these people just use Bitcoin? Why? But I don't know. Obviously that person who runs Verge has got a good marketing team, good sales pitch to go into a place like Pornhub and say, look, we want to be the cryptocurrency you accept first. You know, you need that grit and determination, I suppose. And like the Bitcoin Cash team as well. You know, I think I was reading on Twitter that apparently they're going to meet up Bitcoin Cash and vote on a transactionless fee system to incentivize people to use it. Apparently, like, no one's using Bitcoin Cash. Like, it got taken off of loads of exchanges, and it was unpaired from a lot of things, and just no one's using Bitcoin Cash. Obviously, they upgraded it to 32 mega blocks per 32 megabytes per block. Sorry, I should say, and yeah, people still not using it. So, you know, it just goes to show that even if you've got all the right answers, you need to get those answers into people's heads. And that's the tricky part, because everyone else is shouting like, nah, that don't work. No, you're wrong. Our coin's better. Our blockchain's better. So it's a tough game. Raw said, get back to Jimmy's farm and convince them they need to accept crypto. I was thinking about doing a 24... Obviously, I've been saying to you guys for ages I'm going to do a 24-hour live stream. Now, I think once I get this shed set up, I could quite comfortably do it from here because, you know, if I need to go toilet, my house is just there. If I get a little fridge in here, I could get some drinks, some food. I can stay up all night here chatting shit. And I was thinking I would raise money for charity over the course of that 24 hours, but I need to find a charity that accepts cryptocurrency that I trust, you know, that I feel is not a scam. And obviously we'll try and raise some money between us for a charity or a good cause. So, that accepts cryptocurrency. And I thought that's really important that it does accept cryptocurrency. So that might be in the works once this is all done and once I'm set up and I've got my computer and everything like that. So just hold on to that thought. PJ says EOS is Bitcoin Cash. EOS is Bitcoin Cash. I don't know what you mean by that, PJ. Russell says, what the fuck? B-Trash? David says, I'm going to buy Verge if it goes under 1 cent. Fair do. Didn't Verge have a 51% attack twice in the space of like a weekend? Only a few weekends ago. Shocks me. Graft is a good price shit coin. Pawn sales. British pound is a lot more worth than shitey dollars. EOS for sure. PJ says 7,100 channels as of last week. 500 transactions per channel on Lightning. Yeah, I mean, Lightning Network seems to... I don't know, it seems to have gone on under the radar. I thought when Lightning Network went live, Bitcoin was going to either have a rally in price or a lot more merchant adoption anyway. And from what I understand, no one's really using it. To be honest, and this is where I think we are at the minute, and I've said this so many times, guys, don't forget to smash up the like button. There's 20 of us watching at the moment, but only 6 likes. Come on, hit that like button. This is my opinion of what's going on in the market. I think there is about, I'm just going to pluck a figure, 100,000 people. I think there's something like 100,000 people who are buying into cryptocurrency, and all we're doing is buying Bitcoin, trading it for some shit coins, hoping the shit coin goes up in price so we could buy more Bitcoin, and then we cash the Bitcoin out for US dollar, pounds, whatever, and then we wait for the dips, and then we buy back in Bitcoin. Or you've got people who've just bought Bitcoin and are just holding on to it, and that's it. And that's all that I think what people are using it for. I don't think there's a massive amount. People, to me, I would rather pay for things with fiat at this point in my life than Bitcoin. And I know that's anti, you know, I'm sort of part of the problem, not the solution. But why would you want to pay with something that you're quite confident in your mind is going to be worth so much more? Because you're going to be that guy that bought the pizza for like $86 million. PJ says, I spend Bitcoin every day with BitPay. And then how do you keep topping up your coin, PJ, unless you keep putting in more fiat money? But I would like to, I was thinking this, I would like to one day, through my work, be able to invoice, I mine it out. Okay, fair enough. So you must have quite a good... Oh, I know that you did have a mining operation going on. But obviously for the normal person, say you've got... You know, I was talking to my brother-in-law Ian yesterday, and he said, oh, Glenn, how are you getting on with Bitcoin? Because I've got about $200 worth. You know, and that's, to me, that's... I've got about... I've put in about $2,000, maybe $2,500 worth into obviously mining and Bitcoin itself. So between us, I would say we're the average Joe. We're the average person. So if you take that on average, $200 to $2,000, in between that, you've probably got what, $1,000, $1,200. So $1,200 is the average person. If you're paying for everything with Bitcoin, it's not going to last very long, is it? You know, I spend $1,000 every month just on fucking crap. So, you know, it's, why would you want to pay with something with Bitcoin? I'd rather pay for it with fiat and keep the Bitcoin aside if you could afford to do that. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Obviously, it would be part of the solution to if everyone accepted Bitcoin and you, like you say, like PJ does, and buy everything with Bitcoin. That would, obviously, if we all did that, Bitcoin would be worth shitloads. But at this point in time, I wouldn't use my Bitcoin to pay for anything. I think next time it goes up, if it goes up, fingers crossed, you know, like when we had that bull run for about 2 weeks, I think about a month ago, my cryptocurrency went from worth $1,200 all in total to like 2,600. Obviously, I didn't cash any of that out. I just kept it. Now it's back to worth $1,300 again, probably less than that now. So I think, oh, I had $1,000. Why didn't I take that out? But it's always that game, innit, of like, if I'd cashed out and it kept going up and up and up, I'd be like, oh shit, if I'd kept that in there, I'd be worth $5,000 now. So you just don't know unless you know the future. You don't know what to do you? So it is difficult. But anyway, I was talking to him and he said, how's your Bitcoin going and your mining and all that sort of stuff. He has a GPU that's mining for him that he runs at work, so he doesn't pay any electricity. He actually got the GPU, the graphics card, on a buy now pay next year sort of thing. So he was hoping that he would raise enough money to pay for the graphics card, which at the moment I don't think he's looking to do, because I think he's only got until December, which obviously if Bitcoin goes up massively in price between now and December, then yeah, he'll probably hit it. But I think he bought it for like $700-800, or it might be 900, might be $1,000 actually, because it was about 800 British pounds. So let's say $1,000. He's accumulated $200, so he's still got another $800 to mine to make it just to break even from his purchase. So we see how he got some of that. And he said to me, oh, you've got thousands invested. And I said, no, not really. Obviously, my Hashflare account, I can't even check it at the minute. I might have even hit now my threshold, because I remember looking at it ages ago thinking, oh, I have to wait about 2 weeks and then I'll be able to withdraw it. Obviously, I don't know with the difficulty, you know, the difficulty run that's gone up, how much I'm actually receiving a day now. I haven't checked Hashflare for about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. So I might have hit the minimum withdrawal. I might be able to withdraw my Bitcoin now, which I would assume is probably worth a couple of $100. Probably not by the end of this video. So I'll probably just leave that as Bitcoin, to be honest, because as it stands right now, if everything was to crash, I don't actually own any Bitcoin, I think. Everything I've got is in EOS, Z Classic, and then obviously bits and bobs here and there. I don't actually own any Bitcoin. The only Bitcoin I've literally owned is whatever I've got in my Hashflare account. So that's pretty bad, actually. I feel a bit bad that I don't own more Bitcoin. But I get some more money on Tuesday, and this is my dilemma. I was thinking, oh, the prices of Bitcoin are really low at the minute. I might put in another $200-300, buy some more Bitcoin at this price. But then I'm thinking, oh, for $200-300, I need to buy a computer desk for my new computer. I need to obviously finish plasterboarding this, which is going to cost me probably 70 to 80 quid. I also need to finish the insulation, which is going to cost me about 30 quid. Then I either need to paint it or wallpaper it or do something. Can't just leave it as these walls here like this. I could, I suppose, but it'd look a bit shit. And then I want to do the flooring. The flooring needs doing. So I need to spend about 300 quid in here. So it's always that, oh, what should I do? Should I spend it on cryptocurrency? Get a few milk crates, man. Milk crates are really good, actually, for standing on and doing DIY jobs on. When the equity crash comes later this year, people will jump on cryptocurrency. I hope so. That sounds bad, but I hope it does. Let's catch up with what you guys have said. I think BCC will rise first. Bitcoin Cash, I assume you mean, not BitConnect. Yeah, Bitcoin Cash, whenever there's a big crash like this, and this is, again, not financial advice, this is just my observation and what I think happens. Normally, the best thing to do is to buy Bitcoin Cash what we're going to see is Bitcoin might go up like 1%. It might, you know, go up to say 7.1, 7.2, but then Bitcoin Cash will go up like 10%, you know, 15%, all in one day, and then it'll be back up to like $1,100, and then it'll just hover there for a little while. But if you can ride that wave to the $1,100, I don't know what Bitcoin Cash is worth right this second. Not that I'm promoting or believe, yeah, Bitcoin Cash is a scam. Yeah, not that I'm saying that Bitcoin Cash is saying worth holding on to, but in terms of if you want to try and make some money this week, buy Bitcoin Cash probably now, because normally Sunday night, Monday it sort of tends to start picking back up again. Buy Bitcoin Cash today and then sell it like once it's had its big pump and it's back up to about $1,100, then cash it back in for Bitcoin or something, because Bitcoin would have only gone up 1 or 2% by then. That's what I noticed happening, and do you know what? If I had my computer, I would do that right now. That's what I would do, honestly, because it happens every single time. Not just once, twice, it happens every time. Bitcoin Cash has the biggest pump out the door. But anyway, that's my view. Get a few milk crates. David Joe says +1. Legacy markets will get dumped. Stay for Time says, I'd buy Bitcoin and then buy a lot better shit when you made out. Raw says, it's the green colour of that boarding that is making your phone make your face look bright red. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, actually. It was either the sofa or the boards. I'm sitting the opposite way now, so I shouldn't look too bad. Bitcoin Cash is a scam. Whether it's a scam or not, we're in the Wild Wild West, and you have to, if you want to increase your position, just buy whatever one you think is going to bump, and then obviously once it's had its pump, buy more Bitcoin. PJ says, so is EOS. Used to seem to be a bit of a Tom and Jerry act, always trying to get one over on each other. PJ's really against EOS, just to give you a bit of backstory. David's really into EOS, so the both of them clash. Slickerfo says, sapping in people, damn Satoshi for creating Bitcoin. I still think Bitcoin is the daddy, I think. And I honestly think that Bitcoin is going to be the one that we going to use for a world currency. I think it's going to be the one. Although some people are saying it's not. They don't think it will be. What else can I talk about? Oh! What else was that Mike Novogratz that was saying? It was really, really clever. He was saying that he was actually going to buy Ethereum when it was like worth cents. But he said he went away for a business trip. Then by the time he come back, it was worth like $15 or something. So he said he missed out on that, and they didn't need money because I think he was going to buy Ethereum. He said, how much would you guys need to, you know, set this company up? So that's quite interesting. And he was saying, you know, this Vitalik Buterin, he was saying, look, you know, this kid has made millions and millions of pounds. He doesn't need to work anymore. He doesn't need to work a day in his life from this point onwards. He hasn't really got any more incentive to carry on. He's only obviously getting criticised for everything he does. But he was saying, you know, he's so passionate about creating a decentralized world that he's doing it just for the love of the tech and the contribution he's making to the world. And it really got me thinking, yeah, actually, these people that are creating these blockchains, you know, obviously if they set themselves, even if it's not pre-mined or whatever, in some way or another, they're going to be massively incentivized for it to work. Once you've made your 1, 2, 10, 50, 250 million, really, you don't need to work ever again. You know, like that Dan Larimer, the guy who created EOS, you know, he created Steemit and BitShares. I'm sure they're worth millions if he's got loads of shares in them. So he hasn't got to do EOS. He doesn't have to do it. He's like multi-millionaire already. He don't need it at all. So I thought that was really interesting. That's really it, guys. I suppose I've been rabbiting on for over an hour now. That's gone pretty quick, actually. I thought it was only out for 20 minutes. What do you guys think is going to happen going forward this week in the cryptocurrency space? I tell you, a YouTuber that I've started watching, or YouTubers, Crypto Twins, and they make some really funny videos. And they always start off going, Bitcoin going to the moon. It really makes me laugh. Someone on Twitter shared the Monopoly Rule 11, how the Bitcoin, how the bank never goes bankrupt. You can just dish out IOU slips. And I thought, God, that's what me and my team Bitglen were laughing about that months and months ago. Come on, get up to date. So that really made me laugh, actually. Yeah, I feel like I've learned so much in the last 6 months to 8 months. And I don't really have anyone to talk to about it. You know, my friends are not really into it. I sort of, every now and then, I'll go into like a run, you know, like someone will go, how's your Bitcoin thing going on? And really, they just want to know, have you made money or not? That's all they want to hear. Really, they should say, Glenn, have you made money? You know. And I'll say to him, yeah, well, there's this, that Envian turned out to be a scam in the end and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, I thought you was going to make loads of money on that. I go, well, I never actually said that. But I said, you know, it was the project that I chose to believe in. Yeah, no, it was, I've lost money on it, if anything. They're like, oh, right. Yeah, well, I knew that had happened. Like, did you? Well, why didn't you tell me months ago? You know, come on, fucking man up. And I say to him now, well, yeah, now I'm looking at EOS and I've learned a lot about Ripple and Bitcoin Cash and, you know, loads of other projects. And they're like, oh, right, okay. And I'll start going into it. Well, this new one, blah, 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 blah. And I can see their face switching off. They're like, oh, right, yeah. And I think, oh, they're not listening. So I don't really, and my wife, she sort of listens to me sometimes, but I think she just switches off, to be honest. I don't really have anyone to talk to. Like, literally everything I've just told you in the last hour is things that I've been thinking for about 3 days. You know, I haven't told anyone else. So they stay up here, and I either share it in the Telegram group chat, like, guys, I've just watched this, you know, what do you guys think? Or I share it on Twitter, I read articles on Twitter, I look online for news, I watch other YouTubers, I comment on their videos. And yeah, I really, you guys are like my sort of therapist, if you like. Like, I talk all my Bitcoin and cryptocurrency stuff to you guys. So I still really enjoy doing these videos. I'm sorry if I haven't been doing them as regularly, and I'm sorry if these drag on too long. I feel like the last few videos I've talked about like loads of subjects like really quick. Whereas before I was doing like hour-long videos just on Hashflare, like, or Envying. You know, I'm talking now about 3 or 4 different topics in one video now, because I'm learning so much every day, and I have a lot of thoughts in my head, and I try and share them that day. But maybe I'll condense them down into smaller videos when I get my computer, but more of them. So like I might release 2 in a day, but really it was just an hour-long video that I recorded like this, cut in half, and I'll try and separate. Right, I'll talk about that for the first 20 minutes, and I'll talk about that for the next 20 minutes, split it into 2 videos, and release those onto YouTube. I don't know. That might be an easier way for people to digest the content. Let's have a look. David Joe says, Bitcoin going to the moon. BBL, he joins in. You always join in towards the end, man. Where are you from the beginning? Who let the dogs out? Who? Raw says, get that dog some sausages. The subpoenas, LOL. It's actually next door neighbour's dog. And this is why I wanted to get soundproof in here, because it was so it's not so much I know I'm not going to make this room soundproof, it's a shed, you know, but I wanted to dampen the noise that I'm making. So if I shout like "Big Connect," obviously that's going to set that dog off next door. He's going to go roof, 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 and obviously that wakes everyone else up. So it was more trying to muffle the sound from me going outwards. That was the whole plan. Obviously, I'll get some soundproofing foam things dotted around the room as well. But yeah, it is a bit annoying, the dog, to be honest. Dude, Bitcoin, me too. Russ says me too. I assume that's the talking about Bitcoin. PJ says, you have 135 people to talk to. Russell says 6 months. I know, may way be better now. Sorry, Russell, I can't think what you're talking about there. BBL says, when is the computer coming? Wednesday. So I got an email from Apple saying your item has been dispatched. This was this morning, and it should be with me Wednesday. But like I say, I'm going to, depend on what time of day I get it on Wednesday, plus I've got to work Wednesday. I'll have to set the computer up, do all the wires, do all the software downloads. I've got to sync my external hard drive to it, so it's got all my files again. I'm probably going to lose. I'm going to have to create like a new intro and stuff like that for my videos, because I would have maybe lost all that. I don't know. Anyway, so potentially Thursday will be new video. Plus I want to try it out. I'm probably going to create like a dummy YouTube account and just practice the live streaming on that first and watch it on my phone and see how it comes out. I asked my missus today for a green screen, so I'm hoping to attach a green screen, like a roller, like a blind, like this, but obviously a green one, so I can have that behind me, so then I can have me in front of the whatever web page I'm having. Because if you look back at my videos, I used to have probably a third of the screen, the actual internet, then my face, and then obviously the group chat up here. Whereas if I can get my face in the internet shot, I could actually make the internet a lot bigger, so then the text would appear larger and stuff like that for you guys. Anyway, these are all things that, you know, are in my mind. So I'm hoping to get that in the next few days. My missus said she'll get it for me as a Father's Day present. It's Father's Day next week. Because she asked me, oh, what do you want for about 20 quid? For 20 quid? I actually said to her, can I have some Bitcoin? She went, oh, I can't buy £20 worth of Bitcoin. I said, yeah, you can. She went, no, I ain't doing all that. Goes, because I'll just have to give you 20 quid and you do it. She went, that'd be pointless. I went, oh, right. Well, you could buy me a green screen. And she was like, oh, okay, I'll get you that. Which, oddly enough, they're about 20 quid on Amazon. So, yeah, I've got to do that. Hopefully I can get that all set up by next weekend. But you should have a video from me by Thursday, hopefully on the new computer, which will be awesome. I'm also looking at HD webcam. So the webcam that's actually on my iPhone is better than what's in the top end spec iMacs. If you look at the iMacs, they're all 720p FaceTime cameras in the top. And it's only the iMac Pro, which is the big black one, which is like £5,000 starting off. That one has a 1080p FaceTime webcam in the top. So I was thinking, oh, I might as well just buy a webcam that has built-in microphone, so I ain't got to use my earphones. I'll clip that on top of the computer, and you'll see me in either, because the ones now for like about 60 quid, you can buy a 4K one. So I probably won't record in 4K because it'll take up a large amount of space and internet processing power. But at least if I have up to a 4K one, I've got the maximum resolution. Hopefully one with a built-in microphone. I know it won't be very good, but it'll be better than probably my iPhone earphone things that I use. And then that way, if I ever play sound from a video that we're watching together, it should come out and the webcam should pick it up. So I don't know, that's what I was thinking. I've got loads of thoughts in my head, stuff I need to do. My head is full. And do you know what I've been doing? I'll show you. Let's take a walk out of the crypto cave. Oh, mind you, it might be too dark now. I'll show you what I've been doing the last 2 days. Sorry, this is nothing to do with cryptocurrency. If you want to switch off now. Oh no, it's too dark. You won't be able to see it. I wonder if I could turn my flash on. No, I can't. Damn. Should have done it when there was a bit more sunlight. So I've built a new decking area. My wife wants to get one of those lazy spa jacuzzi, inflatable jacuzzi type things, but we didn't really have a nice area for it, so turn the light on the I can't do it while I'm doing this live tube stream, sorry guys. I took photos of it before it was dark, so I can send photos in the Telegram group chat, but I basically done all this decking, and then decking going up against a wall, and decking going up a fence, and then we're going to put a gazebo up with curtains, so then we can put it in there, put some little LED lights around it so it looks all nice, and then we'll have a nice little hot tub jacuzzi thing in there, which my wife's been asking for ages. But obviously I'm doing things like that for her. Yeah, look, I look really red when I go like that, but if I go this way, I look all right. Hey. Yeah, I'm thinking, like, that cost me, the decking and everything, like 200 quid, I'd say, altogether, with the screws. I had to buy a new saw, all the decking, all the batten. It probably cost me 200, 220, something like that. And I was thinking, God, I could buy this for my computer, I could buy that cryptocurrency, I could buy some EOS, some Verge, some Bitcoin Connect. There we go. Bitcoin Connect. I didn't kick him off. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing literally the last 2 days. Then I've got to paint it all so it all matches in with the previous decking that we've got there. Someone said, don't waste time. Says, hi Len. He forgot the G. G-Unit. Any updates on Envian? No, I've said ages ago that I've lost all interest in Envian, and I would highly recommend any of you that have any Envian at all to get out of there and invest in something else. Like, honestly, I really do. Even if you think, oh, well, I've earned a loss, you could say, like my friend, you know, and if I can't convince my mate Nathan, I've got no hope in hell in convincing you guys. My mate Nathan's like, oh yeah, keep my tokens. I'm like, why? He's like, well, just in case. I'm like, yeah, but mate, they've fucking the CEO's run off with all the money. Like, what? Why would you want to be a part of that? And he's like, yeah, well, you know, just in case. I'm like, well, do you want me to put it in something else that could go up in value? Like, you know, even Z Classic or Bitcoin Cash, or just anything that is probably going to go up more than Envian. And he's like, no, I want to keep the Envian. So, you know, I don't really know what else to say. I keep saying it in every video that I do. Bastard killed my computer. I lost 1K to Roomba. You know, I keep saying, get away from Envian. I said it before the CEO came out, and this is the sad thing. Well, luckily for me, I said it before. I said everyone cash out of Envian because no point in holding on to the tokens. It's not profitable. And then obviously the CEO thing came out after that. Let's see. Let's catch up with what you guys are saying. So I answered BBL's question. PJ said, what happened to the 24-hour live stream? I was just saying, PJ, I will be doing one. I'm going to do one from this crypto shed or crypto cave, whatever we're going to call it between us. And I'm going to try and raise money via cryptocurrencies for some sort of charity that accepts cryptocurrency. But that's something that I'm working on. River J says 19 people watching now, 13 likes. We're doing all right like ratio wise, but you know, come on guys, smash up the likes. I've got to take a big dump. Thanks, mate. I might need to do one soon. Stray for my time said need to get some blinds. Well, I've got blinds up here, but yeah, I need ones for these little windows, and there's a big one there. Can see. So I've got blinds in here, but yeah, these are ones that have been in here for ages. I'll probably buy some new ones. Slickerfo says Tate. BBL says smash that like button, mofos. That's one way of asking, I suppose. Russell says my way. PJ says turn tight on the phone light. I can't. There is no light button on this screen while I'm like, I'd have to come out of this live video to turn my torch on and then probably turn off if I came back to the live video. BBL says bought one new GTX 1060 to test out building a GPU rig, and I'm getting 22 mega hashes out of mine. Out of one, sorry. Which is good. I don't know what that sort of gets you mining wise. What sort of profitability are you running at, BBL? Your comments are actually always really informative, BBL. You come in, you say, I've got an L3. Yeah, I'm earning $300 a day. So it's very informative, very straight to the point. I like it. Tate says, I lost 1K to Roomba. Bastard killed my computer. It's a robot vacuum. LOL, is that a robot vacuum cleaner? Yeah, LOL, not my greatest day. Well, I lost my MacBook Pro and my iPhone in the same week. So I know how you feel, brother. Russell says it's pretty bad what happened at Envian. Yeah, it's shit. Envian is shit. Like, I'm pissed off about it still now. And every Facebook group, and it's like, oh, who thinks that the CEO is in the right or in the wrong, and then someone else will say no, the founder team are right, and I think, oh my god, what, like, why are these people doing it? Like, I don't know. If Envian do sort themselves out, even if they did, I probably still wouldn't trust them. I don't know. It's a lot of time to be sitting around. The only thing that I can think that's going to go for them is that if they do manage to get all this money back, or they come to a conclusion and whatever, and they start to build these mining rigs, obviously GMO have just released that mining ASIC miner. Obviously Bitmain are cheap at the moment, as opposed to November, December time when they were 3-4 times the price. So you could get a lot more mining equipment for less money right now. But by the looks of things, it's going to take a month to hash it out. And they keep posting like, oh yeah, we've just had a court case, and the court have said they've thrown out all his appeals, and I think, oh, fuck all that. I ain't sticking around for all that. So yeah, I don't know, it winds me up. Don't Waste Time says XRP/Ripple opinions. I think Ripple, I used to think Ripple was really shit, to be honest, but once I'd done if you go back to my YouTube channel and look up what is Ripple, I actually done sort of my honest views and what I think of Ripple. And actually Ripple really sort of convinced me that they seem like a really decent project, if I'm being completely honest. Obviously, the whole point of cryptocurrency really was to be able to send money anywhere in the world very little fees, very quickly. Ripple seems to be at the forefront of that, international payments. And if they can get it right, then for a lot of people, it won't really affect me, I suppose, because I very rarely do international payments. Although I was in Tenerife, and to send money across and stuff, it was irritating me, the amount of fees there are. So in that respect, it would help me out, I suppose. But for people that regularly do international payments, Ripple's really got some good value there. And they seem to be getting the support of banks slowly. The banks are taking on one of their softwares. It's trying to convince the banks to take on their other two softwares that would allow for a replacement of the Swift service that's currently available, which therefore Ripple will have a massive use case and value. So the price could go up. So I read the other day that Ripple have donated loads of money to, I think it was like uni students learning cryptocurrency or getting them involved in cryptocurrency, or to help develop cryptocurrency at unis or something like that. So, they're doing good things in the community. Whether that's, obviously they have a bit of stigma attached to them just because they are a cryptocurrency that's trying to help the banks out. And that's the opposite of what people will get into cryptocurrencies for. So they're really talking to the wrong market at the moment, the wrong people. But obviously, as cryptocurrencies becomes more mainstream, a lot more people not really going to care. People, well, I quite like my bank. My bank have always helped me out. Bank have given me loans. They've given me my mortgage. I haven't got nothing against the banks, whereas I think the early adopters are more sort of rebellious in that respect, like, right, we need to change the current system that's in place. That's my thoughts overall. I'm not saying that is 100%, but as a rule. I like the charity idea, Brill. Yeah, I'll get on that, and I don't know, the 24-hour live stream will be a bit of a slog, but we'll get through it, guys. It'll just be a normal video for me. Hey! Making my own jokes. You mining them, it's hard to take a hit. Cool, that's not good news. No, it's not. It's a bit shit. XRP is good, but I find it hard for me to invest when there are others out there I can make more return. Yeah. Ripple, but then saying that, most cryptocurrencies have done shit in the last 6 months. But I remember Ripple had that a really big 3 days where it went from $1 to $3.50. Now that doesn't sound a lot, but you're talking about, what's that, 2.5, 3 times your money. So if you've got 10 grand in it, you would have made 30 grand that day if you'd cashed out. So I don't know, it only takes like a decent bit of news to come out or use case for a cryptocurrency and the price could skyrocket. Digibyte already does all of that. I've never used Digibyte, but yeah, I will look into them. Obviously, doing my top 100 cryptocurrencies, I will eventually talk about all the major cryptocurrencies. Same as Dash. Yeah, Dash is quite popular actually. Low BTC price makes me horny. Yeah, to 3.5. That's a shit ton. Yeah, it went up to $3.50. I think it was only for like 2 days, 3 days, and then it bottomed out again at 80 cents or something like that. So yeah, big loss. I think when it went up to $3.50, it instantly made the guy who owns most of the Ripple, like the creator or the CEO, like the richest man in the world. But then it went down again. Well, that's it from me, guys. I've talked for fucking almost an hour and a half. So if you've watched this from the beginning, you've pretty much watched a film or a movie at the cinema, but just listened to me rabbiting on. So thank you for that. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoy these chat with you guys. I hope you guys enjoy chatting to me. I love all the feedback. Don't forget to comment, like, smash up the subscribe button if you're new. You follow me on Telegram so we can all chat together. BBL says, boom! Thanks, Glenn. My first time tuning in, quite entertaining. Thanks for joining, Tate. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to carry on chatting, like I say, out of these YouTube videos, join the Telegram group. And most of the people that you see in this conversation, a lot of them are in the Team BitGlen Telegram group. Don't search Team BitGlen through Telegram because it seems to take you to a page that no one can join. Click the link that's in the description down below and follow that link through. BBL part-timer, LOL. Poor BBL. He always joins in. He joins in at like, if I've been talking for like an hour and 20 minutes, he's joining. Hey guys, what's going on? And I feel really bad. I think, oh, I'm just ending it up now, and he's just joined. So, but he was there for most of it today. Well done, BBL. You can get your early night now. I'm going to head off indoors now. It's pretty late. I'm pretty tired. And like I say, give it a few more days, guys. I'll have my computer back and we'll go up and running. I've noticed that my channel and the community has taken a hit. My Telegram group was steadily always increasing. But I've noticed it's sort of gone down. It got up to 172 members and it's just gone down every day to now about 165. And my subscribers have gone down as well. I was at 1,170 and I think now I'm at 1,160 or something like that. So my channel has taken a hit the last couple of weeks, me not doing as many regular updated videos. So I can only apologize for that, but I am trying, and I'm trying to obviously give time and create content and think of things to talk about even in down times. Again, I noticed obviously a lot of YouTubers sort of take breaks and disappear for a while when there's a downtrend in the markets, and then they're there straight away as soon as it's on the up. Oh look, I bought the dip, you know, yeah, I'm so good. Decent shed alarm under 30 quid, so no excuses. Yes, that is true. I need to get I want to get a lock for obviously the doors on the outside. I was looking at the ones where you need actually uses your thumbprint as the unlocker. But yeah, an alarm would be good, I suppose, unless it went off in the middle of the night. That would piss me off. And there was no one actually here. But yeah, that is a concern of mine, it being out here. But it's either that or just putting it in the front room for the kids to break like they did with my laptop. So it's probably safer out here than it is inside my own house, which is pretty sad. But anyway, I'm going to go. Raw says, and a PIR sensor inside the shed. Bloody hell. This ain't Mission Impossible, Raw. Jeez. No, we're always here, mate. Thank you for joining. Thank you for staying with me through this long videos. I hope, obviously, I've gave you some sort of food for thought today. And just let me know your thoughts. You know, comment down below. Send me a message in the Telegram group. If you know, even if it's a day later, I don't care if people say, hey, Glenn, I just watched your video and I thought what you said about this was good, or I thought it was bad, or why did you mention that? You said this wrong. Just anything, because obviously it helps me grow as a YouTuber going forward. So I appreciate any of your feedback. So that's it from me, guys. I'm going to go now. Have a good night. Hopefully the markets will bounce back tomorrow and we can all count our gains. And I'll see you guys within the next few days. See you later, guys. Bye.